We're going live. Okay, and I'm going to start sharing my screen. Share. Okay, and there I am. Okay, good. Let's see, we got 26 participants here now, so I think we're live. David,
Awesome.
you want to kick it off?
Yeah, so, okay, round 3, long day of Zooms, I know, but I think this is super educational. This is number 3 for the day, and what we're talking about is receiving, sending, and managing PDFs. And this is all part of today's series in regards to going paperless and working at home. It's also part of our Strive to Thrive campaign, a California title of making sure that we're bringing you information that really is going to help you do business at home better and make it more efficient for you. So with that, today's guest, and he needs no introduction for those that know him, Jim McCahill. He is the VP and the man of the hour. He is everything to California title in regards to technology. Jim is actually the creator, and he's also the code writer for all the stuff that we do and all the proprietary things that we have. So with that, Jim is going to get into receiving, sending, and managing the PDFs. What's a PDF, Jim?
PDF. Does anybody know what a PDF is? You can, what it stands for. I'll have it in my slides, but if you put it in the chat now, you might get bonus points during the presentation. So let's jump in. Yeah. So PDF. I'll talk a little bit about it. PDF management is the name of this section, guys, and I'll try to. In the last section we were very interactive, so we can do that again. If you've got questions, I'm going to watch the chat. And the Q&A. So if you've got questions anytime along here, let's be interactive, because this one I think will be a little bit quicker because it's pretty straightforward document management. But again, as we go along, please feel free to ask any questions. So, all right, we got someone with the right answer already. Good job, Sharon. She gets a bonus star. Portable document format is what PDF stands for. So let's jump in here. And first thing that kind of comes to my mind, who owns the PDF format? Where did it come from? Like, what's the history and why do we have them? And so let's talk about that a little bit. So the PDF format does stand for Portable Document Format. It was created by Adobe, very big graphics related company. It was created in the 1990s, and it was released as an open standard in 2008, which I think really helped it to become much more universal. It includes vector graphics, raster graphics, fonts, and more. And really what that means, for those that may not know, is it's a pretty smart way to build a document that can combine things. Raster graphics are like your photos. So you've got a picture of a house. That is going to be, if it's a photo, it's a bunch of pixels, a bunch of bits and different colors. And so that's just a blob of data. And there are ways to compress that, and PDFs know how to do that, but it's still going to be kind of heavy. It's just a big, you're still working with a whole bunch of little tiny different colors that make a picture. Then if you've got something like a logo, that can be defined with math, with lines and arcs, and that's much more efficient. That's what's called vector graphics. And then fonts, if you put some text on there, really fonts are a form of vector graphics that can be defined with curves and points and tangents and things like that, and become pretty lightweight. And PDF is smart enough to combine all those things in a pretty efficient way. So it's a really versatile format. You can create some very good looking flyers and clean looking text. If you've ever seen somebody send you a screenshot of text that's in a JPEG format or a GIF or a PNG, sometimes it looks okay if it's a high enough resolution, but then also sometimes it'll be a little bit lower res and it gets blurry. You know, screenshots and things like that can get blurry because that's trying to do it as a picture, whereas as raster graphics, whereas PDF, the text in a PDF is scalable. It's vector based, so it's very smooth. So that's one thing that's great about PDF is it can be clean and efficient. It prints well. And then the other thing is it's become pretty ubiquitous. It's really very common because of that number 2 bullet point there when it was, or number 3, where it was released as open standard. So Adobe, even though they created it, I think that they realized that they had something that could get popular if they let other software process it, and they did. So it's become very ubiquitous. And I was talking to somebody just about this presentation, and they said, "Gosh, you know, why do we have to use PDFs? Why can't we just use Word?" And I get that, but the thing is, Word is a proprietary format, and if you're on a Microsoft computer or a Mac that's got Microsoft Word or some other program that can handle Microsoft Word, you're good. But it's not as ubiquitous as PDF. So PDF has really become a standard that's open. So it's very popular now. So let's talk about ways to edit and view and work on PDFs, okay? So the biggest, most common one you're gonna hear about probably is Adobe Acrobat, because PDF, the standard, was invented by Adobe. They came out with Acrobat, and that is a piece of software that lets you work with PDFs. Now, what you probably may know already is that Acrobat has a couple different versions. And the free version, which was originally called Acrobat Reader, only allows you to view PDFs. And you know, it does a great job at that. And in many cases, you can install Acrobat on your computer, and it's free. You can go to that website address that's right on the screen right there, and it will do a great job at viewing them. But if you want to edit the PDF, and by edit, I mean take out pages, add pages, reorder pages, rotate them, change content, change text, sign, all these other things that, you know, involve editing, make comments, then Acrobat has a paid version, and it does a great job with editing PDFs too, but it is paid. So we'll talk about that, and I'll see if I can show that a little bit here today. But before I do, I'll talk about a couple other alternatives. And somebody in the comments talked about PDF Element, and I believe I have seen that when they asked, well, what do you think about PDF Element? I don't know for sure if it's the one I'm thinking. Yeah, it's a PDF editor. So there's a bunch out there. Because it's an open standard, you can find many, many pieces of software that will view and or edit PDFs. So, and we'll also talk about how our website and our mobile app really work well with PDFs too. Our website has a great feature to take any property profile or net sheet and save it as a PDF. And our farms will create PDF versions of labels for you, or PDF versions of a 5-line printout. So I'll show you that too. But so PDF Element, it looks like it is similar to where it has a free and a purchase version from what I can tell. I'm not real familiar with that one. But let me tell you about a couple other PDF options out there. If you're on a Mac, there's a built-in app called Preview. And I will make this PowerPoint available afterward. But there's a video here, a YouTube video, that will walk you through how to use Preview to edit PDFs. It will give you the ability to edit them, change pages, and reorganize them. So if you're on a Mac, you can just use Preview. And I'll probably do that here in a minute. Now let's look at this one here. This is a Windows free PDF editor. It's called PDF Sam. And I did install this one as well on my Windows machine, and I was able to edit. Now I will say this one, PDF Sam, is a little bit limited because it didn't give me a very good view. It didn't give me a very good visual representation of what I was doing. It kind of said, okay, what do you want to do with this PDF? You want to take out page 3? Okay, but it didn't show me page 3. So it was a little bit hard to use, but it's free and it does allow you editing. You would probably, if you wanted to use PDF SAM, at least from what I could tell, the basic free version of it, you would probably have the free version of Acrobat, which would let you view the PDF. And then you could use PDF SAM when you're like, okay, I know I just need to take out pages 4, 5, and 7. And then you could do that with PDF SAM. And one other option that I found leading up to this is called PDF Escape. This is an online tool, and it's pretty good. I have to say, I was impressed. It works right in your browser and does let you do some really nice editing of PDFs. And it seems to be pretty much, I could just go to that website and do it. And then you save it back to your computer at the end. So let's try a couple of these things, especially I can try to show you a preview and PDF Escape, just some pretty basic PDF management here. So what I'll do in order to show you some PDF management is I'm going to go ahead and go to our website at caltitle.com, and we will log in. So once you log into caltitle.com, you get to here, and this is just going to be a way for me to create a something that I want to make a PDF of. So I'll do a net sheet. So, or a profile. Maybe I think I already did a profile in my last meeting here. So let's go ahead and open that. And I'm going to open a property profile. Okay. So here we go. This is a property profile on our Caltitle website. They look great. We do classes on these all the time. But in this case, we're not doing specifically about the profile, although it's got some neat features like 10 languages and other cool stuff. You can also print it, email it, and there's a button here for PDF. And but I will mention to you, by the way, most modern computers and browsers have a built-in print to PDF function. So if you're using Google Chrome like I am here, I can actually click print. I prefer this in some ways because it's built into the browser. It's very reliable. And then when I hit to print on this, you can see right here, one of the options is save as PDF. The newest version of Windows, Microsoft Windows 10, has a built-in PDF printer as well. So these PDF printers are basically virtual printers. You go as if you're going to print it, but then instead of putting it out to paper, old school, waste paper, you can turn it into a nice digital portable document format. So right here is where I can pick my printer, but I'm going to say save to PDF. Our last class, we talked about cloud drives. Save to Google Drive is an option too, but I'm just going to say save to PDF here. All pages, yes. Portrait, yes. Save. So then it's going to say, okay, what's the file name? And I'm going to save it. Let's just save it to my desktop, and I'm going to call it, I think this street address was Piatto or something. So Piatto Street Profile, and save. So again, I just wanted to show you that most browsers, if you're using Chrome, it has it. Even if you're using Internet Explorer or Safari, if you're on a Mac, you can do save to PDF. Internet Explorer and Windows 10 has a PDF print driver too now. So again, we have a button here for PDF, but I prefer actually to just print and save it that way. So now if I go back to my desktop, I should have, I gotta move around, there we go. Here's my PDF. So if I double click it, now it's opening it in preview. Okay, so I created it on our Caltitle website, but when I double click any PDF on a Mac by default, unless I have reassociated it, it's opening it in preview. And from here, I can say, let's see, thumbnails. So now I've got my thumbnails over here. I went to view thumbnails, and now I can see all the pages on the left. And this is a nice property profile. It's got all kinds of great information on it. It's got our map. And again, because I used the native print button rather than that PDF button, it respects printing guidelines and it paginates nicely. Got my plat map. It didn't look like it bring in the aerial map from Google. I'm not sure if it had loaded yet or not, but sometimes maps don't always convey over perfectly, but the plat map did. And I've got all my documents, property history, everything. Great. So let's say, because for some reason the map didn't convey on this one, I'm going to go ahead and delete those pages. All I have to do is go to the thumbnail, highlight it, and hit the delete button. There we go. So that's very easy PDF editing on my Mac. And this is just in what's called Preview. It's just the default program that Apple's used to load PDFs. If you've installed Acrobat, the full version, it may override that, but if you haven't, if you double click a PDF on your Mac, it should do Preview. We'll talk Windows too. And then all I have to do now, I deleted those 2 pages. I can say File, Save, and I just saved it back again. Okay, so cool. That is simple PDF editing using Preview on my Mac. Next, let me go to back to our website here, and I want to go to a net sheet. And this time, I will actually go to Net Advantage. I'm going to go to our history here. Here's a net sheet I created, and I'm going to go ahead, and this time, instead of print report, which I do kind of prefer, let me try the button that actually says convert to PDF. And it's going to say generating PDF. It's working on it. It's churning on it here. Let's see if it does its job. We use a third-party service to actually crunch it and then turn it into a PDF. So there we go. And this is all stuff doing behind the scenes. So it's ready to say where do I want it. And I'm just going to call this Piatto net sheet. So I'll say this is for my same property, and I'll save it to the desktop. There it goes. So now I'll go back to my desktop, and here it is, Piatto net sheet. So I've used our website to create a profile PDF and a net sheet, and the net sheet looks great. There it is. It's just one page if I go to View, Thumbnails. Okay, cool. So now let's say I wanted to combine those 2 PDFs to send to my client. Now I was able to create them both just on our website without doing any third-party software or anything. But to combine them, I've got them both on my hard drive now. So at this point, I'm going to use that website I mentioned, and this would work on Mac or Windows. I've tried it on both, and this is going to be our PDF Escape. So pdfescape.com. Again, I just recently tried this, so I'm not super familiar with it, but boy, when I tried it, I was super impressed. So here we go. I'm in PDF Escape. First thing it says, you can drag and drop a PDF up to 10 megabytes, 100 pages, or there's a button that says View, Choose File, and it says, hey, it's online and always free, no gotchas. Well, I hope that stays the case because it did seem pretty nice. I'm going to click Choose File, and then I'm going to go out to my desktop, and here we go. There's the net sheet, there's the profile. So first I'll take the profile and click Open. So what it does now, it's opening the profile, and here we go. So this is all just right in my browser. You can see it's ad-based on the right, so that's probably how they do their payment, but this thing is pretty neat. It gives me all these little tools that you would see in something like the paid version of Acrobat. So I can use these thumbnails to quickly peruse the pages. And if I want to rearrange, let's see if I can do that. Go to, okay, so page, rotate left, rotate right, delete, append, move. So there's move. In this case, what I think I want to do is append, because I want to add that net sheet to the end of this property profile. So I'm going to go all the way to the end of the profile. And by the way, I can see at the very end, there's a page that just ended up with the disclaimer. So, okay, probably should leave that on for legal reasons. But in this case, we're going to go ahead and delete that page. Do you want to delete that page? Yeah. So now it's a 15-page rather than 16-page document. Great. So, and now I'm going to say append. So I'm going to click the append button, and oops, hold on a second. You want to save, and yep, so I'll say yes, save, and then append. Choose file. Okay, I'll choose file, and this time I'm going to grab that net sheet and open, and there we go. Okay, perfect. So now I've got all the 14, 15 pages from my property profile, and I've added this net sheet right at the end. So now it's a 16-page document. Super cool. I was able to do that. You can also, like I say, rotate. I even did some basic editing in here earlier. So maybe you want to get rid of this date at the top that was put on there by my browser. I can go to, I believe, annotate. Yep, I can do a rectangle. There was one in here, insert whiteout. It's kind of neat. And that just puts a box, and I just whited out that text that I wanted. There we go, perfect. So it's got some nice basic tools. You can insert text. You can even do freehand. So if it's a sign type of thing and they want you to put in a little signature or something, you can say, here's my signature. There we go. So some pretty nice, for a web-based PDF tool, I was pretty impressed. Now when we're done with this, this little green button right here is where you can say save. And then it says, where do you want to save it? I'm going to save it back to my computer. And in this case, I'm going to call it profile with net sheet signed. There we go, and hit save. There we go. So that's how easy it was. This was a web-based tool called PDF Escape that's free. And back here on my desktop now, here we go. I've got this one there. It's called Piatto Street Profile with net sheet and signed. And if I were to open this back up by double clicking, it'll open back up in preview. And let's just take a look in preview, make sure it looks all right. Yep, you can see it's got that little signed part. It's not editable at this point, doesn't look like, unless I have the full version of Acrobat, which it does make it editable. But I've got all the map. I took away the blank pages. I took away that extra page at the end, and I tacked on the net sheet. So really, really cool. That was all done. We created them on our website, and then we edited them using a combination of Preview on the Mac and PDF Escape. They're both totally free tools. Now, if you've got the full version of Acrobat, that thing is very powerful. It can do all that I just did and more. It looks a lot like that PDF Escape interface where you can get the thumbnails. Also, like here in Preview, you can get these thumbnails, rotate them, add them, append them. You can drag and drop too. So if you've got more than one PDF, let me show you if I can show you that. So I'll move this one over here. And this is just like in Acrobat, same thing. On the web version, I don't think you can really do this, but let me pull up a separate PDF here. Let me just go find one. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to grab just some other PDF and show you how you can drag and drop between them. So we're going to go here to work stuff, miscellaneous, and here's some kind of a, oops, that's not a PDF, that's a JPEG. By the way, this is a JPEG from one of our company, family of companies in Nevada. It was pretty clean, but if you were to zoom in enough, you'd start to see some blurriness in the text. And that's because it's not a PDF, it's a JPEG, which is raster format. And so we're not wanting that. We want a PDF. So let me see if I can find a good example. Here's some kind of a fair schedule calendar thing. So here we go. So this is another PDF. I'm going to move that one over here and go to view thumbnails. So now what I can do is I can just drag from one thumbnail on one PDF right over to the other. And that will insert that page. Okay. And you can do that in Acrobat, the full paid version, just exactly the same. So let me just check the questions here. Can you put a photo or brand personal? Yes, great question, Mark Medina. That's a great tip. So, we did a property profile here, and this was done on our California Title website, and it has our logo. We're not legally by SB 133 allowed anymore to add your logo. We can't put Berkshire Hathaway in your photo and your logo because of SB 133 now, that it can't be done that way for free. So what you can do is save the PDF like I just did, and you saw me drag in this, I guess it was a fair schedule or something for the Orange County Fair in 2015. I don't know why I had that on my computer, but let's pretend that was a nice cover page with your photo and your logo that you had on your computer. And right now what I'm doing is I'm just dragging it to the front of the document as a cover page. Boom. So that way you can brand your own stuff. And I believe that is totally legal. If you create the profile on our site, download it to your hard drive, and then use the tools that I've just shown you to have a pre-made cover page with your photo and logo on there, you can add that yourself, and there you go. So my own personal logo and photo is the 2015 fair, but you would do better than that. So let's take another question. How did I sign? So I just signed, in my example, with this tool here on PDF Escape. In Acrobat full version, there is a very similar tool under commenting, I believe. But I did it here under freehand for annotate and then freehand, I'm sorry, insert freehand. And then I just go here over to the actual document and I just start to scribble away. So again, pretty basic stuff, but it lets me do what I need to do. I could get away with that for somebody sent me a PDF and just said, sign this and send it back, and it wasn't DocuSign or something. You could do that. Obviously, there are tools like DocuSign, and even PDF itself has the ability to embed true digital signatures, which are more than just sort of this hand-drawn. But in a pinch, you know, this might be pretty good. There's also things that PDF support, like filling a field like a form. There's lots that PDF can do. It's really a pretty advanced format, but you know, we're just trying to show you here how to, you know, do some basic stuff with it. So I think in preview too, on the Mac, there is also some annotation tools. I'm sure there are. It's been a little bit since I've done this. There we go, annotate. So you can do things like signature. You can just drop that in. It looks like I've created some already. You can do speech bubble, you can add text. So there is some basic annotation you can do right here in preview as well. And again, the full version of Acrobat, I don't have it on my MacBook here. I do have it on my Windows machine, I believe. So if we need to, we get a lot of questions on that, we can try to jump in there. But honestly, it's really similar to these other tools. It just, the difference between the free version and the paid version of Acrobat is that the paid version lets you do these things like annotation, page deletion, page moving, gives you these thumbnails where you can drag things around. So, yep. Great, getting some good feedback. Thank you for that. Let me check the QA here. Let's see if I can pull those up. I've got a lot of screens here on my, okay, yep, so we got chat. Can you add your branding? Yeah, oh, in PDF Escape. Yeah, so question, can we add branding in PDF Escape? Yeah, so that you would do it the same way. Essentially, you could, you know, just have a pre-created PDF of your logo and phone number and picture. And again, to create that, PDF creation is really pretty easy. It's built into almost everything these days. So you can create it in Microsoft Word or PowerPoint or anything. And then you just go to print. If you print on a Windows machine or a Mac these days, there should be a print button that essentially, or a print option that will print PDF. So create a PDF of your own logo, cover page, and then if you wanted to do it in PDF Escape, all you would do is go to under Page and then Append, and then you can say Upload. Choose File, pick that file that's got your nice logo and stuff on it, and drop it in, and then you save the whole thing back to your hard drive. So again, this PDF one, Escape one, I have no affiliation with them, but leading up to this, I wanted to find a free version that didn't install, you didn't have to install anything. And I was trying to see if there was a good one out there, and I was pretty impressed with it. So with PDF Escape. So let's see. Any other questions? I don't know if I can see the Q&A. David, are you able to see the Q&A? For some reason, it's not loading for me. I can see there might be
yeah, let's see. Just basically comments that, how about the free version of PDF
element? Yeah, okay, wait, let's see. Yeah,
Element for editing?
Yeah, so I've not tried PDF Elements myself, I don't believe. But I looked at it, it looks good. It looks like it has a free and a paid version. So that's probably great. I may be able to, let me try if I can stop sharing this screen, and then I can possibly share one of my Windows screens. Let's see if I can do this. And we'll go to, there we go, share. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and, all right, looks like that's working. Let me see if I can, I've got 3 monitors here on my Windows machine. So let's go ahead and do some stuff. This one's kind of a high res monitor, so it looks like it's showing fairly small on the screen share, but that's all right. Let me go ahead and just find a PDF in here that's going to load in Acrobat. So this is Acrobat, and again, real similar stuff. I'm just going to go to, I can go to my PDF here, window, and what I go to is tools. No, there's a section here, page navigation, show hide. There we go, show hide, navigation panes, page thumbnails. That's what I was looking for. So now, just like on those other things, I got this thumbnail view on the left. And so now what I can start to do is drag and drop. This is just a 1-pager that I picked. But I just wanted to show you that this is the same idea as the other stuff. So let me see if I can break these out into 2 files. There we go. So now I've got 2 PDFs loaded in Acrobat Pro. So this is the one that does allow, gosh, now where did it go again? Sorry, I don't use Acrobat as much as I probably, there we go. Okay, so now all I have to do if I want to combine these is drag the thumbnail across. Come on now, there we go, boom. So now I've just combined 2 PDFs into one. And of course, Acrobat Pro has a ton of options like fill and sign, where it does real digital signatures, comment. So you can do the same type of thing where I do, you can sort of scribble. So there's like a, there's fill and sign or request signature. It does all kinds of advanced options. You can edit the PDF. You can edit the text on there. You can actually click on the text and edit it. So Acrobat Pro is very advanced, again, we showed kind of a little bit of everything. We wanted to show you.
Hey, Jim, is a PDF Escape in web browser or an app?
Yes, so that is a web browser. It's, you just go to the website and start doing it. You don't have to install anything. So I kind of like that about that one. You know, the full version of Acrobat, not everybody, it's not super cheap, and so not everybody has it. Let me just go, I'll show you how I got there. I just went to pdfescape.com. That's it. And when you first get there, it just says, okay, choose a file, start with one PDF, and you got to pick a file on your hard drive to start editing. And you just grab one and it pulls it up. And as soon as it gets done uploading, you get this editor. So it's totally browser-based. You don't have to install anything, which is pretty nice. So,
and I've got a question. How about for the Mac that you showed earlier?
Yeah, and so the Mac I mentioned really comes with built-in PDF manipulation using what we call preview. So that's what I'm looking at here, is preview. And so if you're on a Mac and you just double click on a PDF, you download one and double click on it, you're almost always going to, it's going to load in preview. There we go. I just double clicked on a different PDF about CFPB, and you know, this is in preview. And I showed how preview, you can do the same thing where you can drag and drop thumbnails. You can click on a thumbnail for the page and hit delete, and it just gets rid of the page. I just did a Control Z to bring it back, Command Z. So, you know, and again, in my slides, I have the list of all these things, but let me just jump up back to my slides here. So I'll start over really quick. You got Acrobat. They're the ones that invented the PDF, Adobe, right? So a lot of people love that one. Professional, if you want to get really deep and be a master of PDF magician, probably going to go with the full version of Acrobat. You can do it all. Then we got Mac. If you're on a Mac, preview, it's built in. It's a program that comes as part of the Mac operating system. and it lets you do really good PDF manipulation. And then PDF SAM, that's the one I had found for Windows as a free version that you can install. But I think actually Microsoft Windows 10, even it will route PDFs into Microsoft Edge, which is a browser, but it lets you do some pretty good editing there too. So I don't even know if I'd recommend this PDF SAM one. It's okay, but I did like, if you wanted to just do one online, this is pdfescape.com. And this is the one that lets you just load a web browser and go to town, manipulate the PDFs, and then save it back to your computer.
Jim, do you, okay, how do you edit text in preview?
Good question. I don't know if that's something it does. I don't know if preview does editing of texts.
Does the preview app have a whiteout function when a bank account number is needed to be, you know, redacted? And how secure is the PDF escape?
Yeah, okay. So those are all great questions. I normally use Acrobat myself when I'm editing PDFs most often. So, but I do sometimes use this preview. I don't see a way right off the top of my, let's see, annotate. I can do highlight text, underline, strike through. I don't know that preview does text editing directly in, you know, in the PDF. You can do notes. I can do that here. So I don't believe it's doing text editing. You would probably need full version of Acrobat for that, I think. So that's my answer on that. PDF Escape, I don't know. That is, you know, if you're going online in the cloud, then you are trusting something. You're uploading that document temporarily. So, you know, I can see that it does have SSL. I don't know a lot about that. This is honestly, as I mentioned, it's kind of a new thing for me, PDF Escape, but it does have a valid SSL certificate. So I do know that your document is going to be encrypted as it goes to their server. But then again, I don't really know who's behind it too much. So, you know, if it's something that's really, you know, potentially you're worried about privacy, maybe you would want to do it locally and not on the browser potentially. You know, that's up to you, but I could see that you might. And in that case, you know, you're back to PDF SAM. Windows, again, I think Windows Edge browser actually will do page manipulation. But if you're looking to do text editing in the PDF, yeah, I think, you know, you're probably going to be looking at Acrobat full version. Like I'm in here in the PDF Escape and I'm adding some text here, but I'm not able to edit, you know, to change the text that's there. I think they may have some redaction. Let's see, annotate.
And would you be able to save that, what you're adding right now?
Yeah, so then you can save it. Exactly. Use this little green button here to save it all. So I don't see redaction. I do see rectangle though. So if you want, you can just kind of draw a rectangle and then give it a fill, you know, so you could potentially redact that way here on the web version of PDF Escape. That would work, I believe. I'd have to look once we save it if it's something that can be then removed or not. That's something I'm not sure about. So I don't, again, yeah, if you're really concerned about about privacy, you know, roads tend to lead to full version of Acrobat. It's paid, but it's the best. That's the one where I know for a fact, you know, my wife's an attorney. She uses the full version of Acrobat and they do all kinds of stuff with that and merging pages and redacting, and they can do all kinds of stuff. And if you're really going to that level, that's what you're going to want to use. But I wanted to show a few other options that are free for stuff. If you're just trying to get a profile to your customer and want to tack on something, you can do that with some of these tools very nicely and free. So I just wanted to show some various levels. But again, yeah, if you're trying to do real deal stuff with digital signatures and doing it locally so you know it's secure, and maybe do some redaction and then merge it all together so it can't be undone, yeah, that's probably going to be the full version of Acrobat. And I don't have the pricing on that. I know it's not super cheap, but you can get the subscription service to Adobe. They pay monthly, and then it's, I think, pretty reasonable. I don't have that pricing in front of me, but definitely wanted to show lots of options today. So kind of give you a feel for some of the stuff you can do with different levels of PDF management. And as I mentioned, PDF is a very powerful file format. You can do a ton of stuff with it. You know, I know that when I was doing graphic design, before I was doing a lot of programming, design shops and print shops would accept PDF format as one of the main ways because it does support vector graphics. It's just such a powerful format. So I see it sticking around for a while. And so I'm glad that it's an open standard and there's lots of ways to work with it.
Awesome. Thank you, Jim. So with that, again, Jim, thank you so much for all of your insight and your knowledge, and thank you for everything that you do for everyone at Cal Title and backing us with our technology. We want to thank everybody for coming on board today. Hopefully you guys learned something. I know these have been recorded, so reach out to Sydney and Sam. Hopefully we'll get another series of these things going. And again, this is all about strive to thrive, working at home smarter, and everybody be safe. We thank you. We appreciate you guys. We'll talk to you all probably next week, but thank you. Thank you, Jim.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.